Thank you, Tim, and good morning to everyone. It was only 30 years ago that the first offshore wind farm was installed off the coast of Denmark. Vindeby, I think it was called. Most people believed at the time that it would remain sort of a demonstration project. But since, offshore wind has developed into a story of undisputed European technological and industrial leadership. The offshore renewable energy sector is now outperforming the conventional energy sector in terms of value added and employment growth. This offshore renewable energy strategy will support the further growth of this industry and will spur further progress towards meeting our ambitious climate targets for 2030 and beyond. We aim to ramp up Europe's offshore wind capacity to 300 gigawatts by 2050 and reach 40 gigawatts of capacity for other forms of ocean energy like tidal or floating solar. This represents a significant change of pace from our current path, and we will have to overcome a number of obstacles. The strategy aims to answer several big questions. Can we achieve an almost 30-fold increase in the capacity of offshore energy in maritime waters that are already home to multiple activities? Do we have enough space to install so much energy capacity in waters that we committed to protect? Can we bring member states together to build and benefit from these projects in shared waters and hopefully shared grids? The answer to all these three questions is yes. It will require careful planning, good cooperation, ample funding, but it is possible. We estimate that reaching 300 gigawatts of offshore wind by 2050 will require less than 3% of the EU's maritime space. The development of offshore renewable energy is subject to EU environmental legislation and our integrated maritime policy, so this expansion can be compatible with the goals of our biodiversity strategy. And as such, the strategy would deliver a win-win for the environment and the economy. We green our energy supply, support European industry and create jobs, protect biodiversity, reduce pollution, and ensure a healthy basis for thriving fishing communities. We're aiming high because there is both a clear urgency and a great potential to expanding our offshore renewable energy capacity. It is crucial to set our strategic framework now. There are long lead times for the investment and research efforts that are required to deliver the renewable production capacity we need. We calculate that by 2050, we will need an investment of almost 800 billion euros. To provide the right investment signals for private capital, we will need a well-regulated energy market in the EU. In addition, we will need to make targeted use of EU support to unlock the necessary private financial flows. In this context, I want to specifically highlight the opportunity for member states to use funds from Next Generation EU to invest in offshore renewable energy, and of course all the infrastructure that comes with it. To secure this funding, it is crucial that member states work to develop a pipeline of mature projects in close cooperation with companies ready to invest, and there are many of them. Our aims are ambitious, but with our vast sea basins and our global industrial leadership, the EU has all that it needs to meet the challenge. More than 90% of offshore wind capacity in Europe has been produced by EU companies. And over 40% of the world's existing offshore wind capacity is in EU waters. Europe's offshore wind industry therefore has an important first-mover advantage and a very strong home market. But our strategy is not just a strategy for offshore wind, it is a strategy for all technologies. Europe is a global leader for developing ocean energy technologies, and EU companies hold 66% of the world's patents in tidal energy and 44% of patents in wave energy technology. Offshore renewable energy is therefore a true European success story. Over the next years, we will aim to turn it into an even greater opportunity for clean energy, high-quality jobs, international competitiveness, and sustainable growth.